Welcome to the Edge of NFT podcast with your hosts, Jeff Kelley, Eathan Janney, and Josh Kriger. We aim to bring you not only the top 1% of what's going on with NFTs today, but what will stand the test of time. We explore the nuts and bolts and the business side, but also the human element of how NFTs are changing the way we interact with the things that we love. This podcast is for the futurists and dreamers, the disruptors and creators, the fans and connectors, and the makers and doers that are pumped about this ecosystem and driving where it goes next. Yeah, that's wild. So, but everything you guys are working on, is that incorporated into Rair?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And the really awesome part about sort of staying inside of the Ethereum ecosystem is that we can move to other places like Binance, like Matic, like Clayton, and that same exact code base will port perfectly. So by them developing the universal standard on Ethereum, we're able to use it in all of these other places as long as they're compatible with the same, it's called a virtual machine, the same underlying thing that the smart contract code compiles to.
Right. So I have a Sol Punk. Is Solana also in the mix there?
Solana's interesting. I've looked into them quite a bit. There's one thing called Neon Labs. They're trying to get the Ethereum virtual machine to work on Solana, but your Sol Punks, and don't they have like Degenerate Ape Academy? Like that?
Yes. Yeah, I thought about one of those. I didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. We should do our own derivative, I guess, of, yeah, those Sol Punks at least are written in a kind of Solana standard. So it's completely isolated and siloed onto that platform and would have no way of moving anywhere else unless somebody wrote the code to do it. So.
Cool. Well, we'll save that one for another day, but it's really exciting what you're doing to sort of help the industry evolve. When we take a step back outside of Rair and what we've discussed today, you've been around a while. You talked about crypto kitties. What stands out to you as game changers over the next few years on the technology side? What are you excited about?
Certainly. Well, we've definitely put quite a few of our eggs in the Ethereum virtual machine basket. For good or for ill, at the end of the day, it is JavaScript. It's not one of these really fancy functional programming languages like Cardano has. But I think because there's so many billions of dollars in the Ethereum ecosystem and there's so much development in it, that kind of moving forward, it's who can continue to support I really think this Ethereum, the ERC 721, that was the original NFT standard. It just has so much value associated with it now. And people really like, the Beeple thing, 0x1. It looks nice. So I think kind of moving forward, it's and if it's Ethereum itself, or if it's these, dozens of other competitors that are trying to eat their lunch, I think it's moving towards how do we sort of solve the scalability thing and allow people to make really high quality, I think 721 standard NFTs, but do them on lots of places. Or if you really want to have a lot of provenance and a lot of authenticity, mint it on several blockchains so that even if one of them goes down, it'll still survive somewhere else.
That's cool. And, you have an interesting technology perspective. I just wanted to briefly touch on decentralized versus centralized storage and how you see that sort of competition playing out over the next few years.
Certainly. Well, as a very long-term Bitcoin person, obviously no keys, no crypto is, of course, always rings true. But at the same time, it's very difficult, I think, for the average consumer to even get MetaMask set up. So I can absolutely see both sides of those. And maybe there's even a bit of an evolution in a consumer where maybe they start in a custodial type product, and then maybe they graduate to doing their own self-custody. So I try not to actually get fiat and credit card type payments integrated. It really throws a huge wrench in things because you're trying to use the blockchain, but you're doing it on somebody's behalf. And that is actually quite tricky to balance. So
does Amazon dominate here, or does Filecoin and the other players have a shot?
Certainly. Well, we use IPFS. Filecoin is kind of a fancy version of IPFS. I certainly hope so. I think if you treat the actual serial number, the NFT itself, with all of this care to make sure that it's being replicated on a blockchain, I don't know why you wouldn't also do so with the underlying data. Because if you have this really powerful, interesting serial number, and then it's going and rendering you an image that's stored on Amazon Web Services, does that, I mean, I don't know, that seems kind of like lying to me.